injustice, this system full of racism.
Yeah.
And one thing I look at and I see between all of us, we are all united here right now about the fact that we the people are the people that put them in place.
Hold on. Let's get back at the table. Why not just go start your own league?
More truth than you can handle, you know. Another episode. You know what's a dangerous thing? Something that's very, very dangerous and very critical is when you owe somebody something. You owe somebody some money, you know. And what makes it even more dangerous is when you owe somebody some money, and I think everybody could feel me on this, and then you see that person who owes you money spending it, or that person that owes you money is giving it away to somebody else. You be like, yo, motherfucker, you owe me some money. You know, you really get pissed off. The fact is this. Africans are owed reparations. It is overdue. It has been delayed, and we need ours now. Case in point is, one, you have everybody that has been done wrong, whether it's been by Americans or in other countries that have been paid, and Africans, the black American, has got nothing. What was it? 500 some years of slavery, and then give and take the whole battle to integrate. So there was segregation that we had to deal with as well. And then when you currently look at the state of black America right now, you're asking us and you're saying to ourselves, like, why are we not getting our money? Just recently, you have the Holocaust victims, survivors, and like I said, none of this has no disrespect on anyone that's got paid. I commend you. But I'm speaking the facts and the truth about why is it that us Africans are being delayed our payment. Why is it that we have to go through these loops? And I know a lot of people will debate about the amendments and how we are not human and how America doesn't look at us as this. And then I can back it up a little bit more when Johnny Cochran was trying to push the agenda and get a collective of lawyers together. And then all of a sudden Johnny Cochran died. Brain aneurysm, so they say. Then all those other lawyers that Johnny Cochran was working with, all of a sudden they got fired from their respective firms and no longer, were approaching this form of attack to figure out and how can we get our reparations as everyone else has. So the Holocaust victims, they just got paid another $12 million. Indians just got paid something close to $54 million. Before that, they got paid $33.4 million. I mean, before that, everyone's getting paid, and they're getting paid over and over again, and then us Africans have not got 1 cent. As I try to speak calmly, it angers me. It frustrates me. Because with all respect to those who have gotten their money for their ancestors and in the Indians who deservingly for the genocide that was committed to them. I mean, they wiped the Indians out. They can't, we're like roaches. We keep coming back. They've been trying to wipe us out. They've done it all, but we still here. I mean, slavery didn't work, right? The stealing of our land when we were allegedly free, it didn't work. The lynching didn't work. Drugs in our community didn't work. The killing of our leaders didn't work. Mass incarceration hasn't worked. All these different things, a crazy, destructive education system that prize and preys on the black male and women, it hasn't worked. Because for whatever the resistance and the kind of melon we have, we, for whatever reason, we are strong and we keep going. But you could only be so strong, and you could only just look away so many times while everybody else is getting paid. Now think about it. The person that owes you money is flossing, paying out other people like they the big boss and they ain't gave you yours yet. And you know they owe you money. You watching everyone else get paid. Now the Holocaust victims, again, they got paid after they already got paid some years ago. The Indians are still getting cashed out. On top of getting cashed out, they've been given lands so where they can just separate themselves from the American society. They've given casinos where they get the profit off of that as well. But what do we get? What else blacks get? You know what we get? We get slavery was a long time ago. So what was lynching? What was lynching about? Oh, that was long ago. What's this mass incarceration? A new form of slavery. What's that all about? What's the killing of our young black youth and women and men by the police, by the henchmen? And we still have no money. And my thing is, though we fight for everybody, civil rights movement, that wasn't benefiting the black people. That benefited all the other cultures. We were the ones that got shafted in that. Pay attention, do your research. I'm not lying. That civil rights movement benefited other cultures because we black people stood for everybody. Anytime there's a law passed or something pushed that allegedly is supposed to be about us because we swing first and say, man, this ain't right, they always make sure that we clearly don't benefit. And we clearly don't benefit by battling and taking up all arms on all of these things we want to change and reform in this government. And no disrespect for my people that are pushing the minimum wage. I've said it before, $15 an hour. I understand it. I applaud it. But why are we pushing $15 an hour minimum wage when we should be asking for $15 million and land? Why are we pushing for $15 an hour when we need to be pushing, us Africans need to be pushing for $15 million in land? If they truly don't like who we are, they want to separate, and so many of these Americans, you know, white America, they don't feel great about us, mostly the ignorant ones, then pay us. Pay us. Yes, you'll still probably have some problems in the black community, but a majority of us who are ready to take that money, to take that land, we will build something so fierce, so incredible, so elegant, so powerful that white fright that I've talked about before, that white fear will kick in. And there's a reason why they don't even sit at the table to talk about paying us our reparations. There is a certain reason why. Because the Jews are happy with their money. They practically own everything. The Asians got their thing going. Whenever they feel like it, they go back and forth. And the Indians are okay. We're not dealing with any of these white people because they don't trust them. They just give us our money and we'll go and we're going to live happily ever after where we need to be. But if you give the black man and the woman the money that's owed, white fright is they going to take over all this shit. I mean, think about it. Listen, Johnny, I told you should have gave those Negroes any money. Look what they're doing to us. That's the white fright. They don't want to give us no money. First of all, because we probably make them go broke. And second of all, think about it. We are the ones that built this country. Let's clarify that. Don't get it twisted. We were forced to come, but at the end of the day, all of this stuff that you see was created by the hands of black men and women. The only thing that went wrong was the credit is now given by the white forefathers. And a lot of black people that got complacent and lazy, sitting under the white man system. And that is all done by design. The reason and how they have it the way it is, where you have a lot of black folks sucking up the white man's welfare system, created to keep them comfortable. When you hear white people talking about the welfare system and how we should change and reform, that's all smokescreen. And quiet is kept, there's more white people on welfare anyway. But that's all smoke. They need poor black people to stay in the system that they've in place, because if you got poor black people not getting paid off the white man system, what you think they're going to do? Oh yeah, you're not giving them anything. So they're going to do what? And then that's when you give the black elite a little bit of money, a little bit of power, give them that little bit of taste, give them a white girl or two, make them feel that you're one of us. And so why would they want to come down Mount Olympus to help the common black man? Because they're with daddy, they're with master. So you keep them. And then you got our religious folks. You know, they praying and Jesus is coming to save us all. He's going to give us our reparations in heaven. I want my heaven right now. I want my heaven right now. I don't feel I need to die to see heaven. I want heaven here and I want heaven up there. So they got us all trickled out. And then you have people like myself and so many other soldiers that have woken up, that know what needs to be done and are saying, yo, this ain't right. But you got all these other entities that are just being pulled each way. So we're not unified. Compared to when the gays, what they wanted to do, they wanted to change the Constitution. And people got to understand, it was organized and they had organized money. They had people in right positions. I mean, they own half of Hollywood, so their positioning is right. Their paper is long. And then they have gays that are centered in the government. So they got everybody in place, and then you have the people that are going to go out there, march, going to grab the attention. You have the activists. So they have everybody in position to make sense of what they want, and guess what? They got the gay marriage passed. And it wasn't just because they went and tacked the laws, it's because they organized and they had their money right. The same thing. We don't. We can't even agree if we should drink Kool-Aid or Pepsi or Sprite. We don't. Whether it's Church Fried Chicken or Popeye's Fried Chicken, we don't. We can't figure out if we're going to call ourselves the N-word, or we're going to call ourselves African, or we're going to call ourselves Moor, or we're going to call ourselves, what other thing? Israelite. I mean, there's so many different things that we arguing about. Should we call ourselves black? African, African-American. Black people, we're battling about so many different things. Muslim, let's go here, let's go there. It makes no sense, because it does nothing for us when they have the prize that we want and we need. And however we go against their laws, however we have to attack them, the center and the conversation and what should be hashtag, it shouldn't be Black Lives Matter. It should be reparations is due now. Reparations is overdue. These are the things. We keep screaming, we keep begging, and we keep asking. If we're going to ask for anything, we're going to ask you, pay us what you owe. You paid everybody else. You paid everybody else. And we have went through the worst, the most horrific things that anyone has had to deal with. They would not let up on us. And they currently push us to the next level of trying to destroy our families. They're doing it currently right now. Look at the black communities. The black communities are ghettos by design. Look at the incarceration rate. I mean, you can have a black man in the early 80s doing life for selling a bag of marijuana compared to a white man who gets caught with a kilo, he gonna get out in 6 months. This is our America. And at the end of the day, every single day, and I am frustrated. I love him. I hate him. I love him. I hate him. And I try because he's a black man and I understand it and I don't want to talk bad about it. But when I see the Obama administration giving these Jews more money, they already got enough. You're paying them out, and you know if Obama even opens his mouth about that reparations, that brother's going to get killed by the next day. He'll have poison in his food. Obama had a heart attack. Yeah, right. But we have to take a stand on it. I mean, seriously. I mean, all joking aside, we have to let it go. We need the churches to come together. We need the bourgeois to come together. We need the elite to come together. We need the thugs to come together. We need the poor people to come together to all understand that slavery that Holocaust, the Black Holocaust, has cost us so much. Currently, we still suffer from the syndrome of slavery. If we don't try at least to push a issue on reparations, they're going to continue to bat it down and not even thinking about it. And I know other individuals have pushed it, but this has to be a narrative and a conversation that we continue to talk about, because we can hands up, don't shoot all day long, but if we don't get into their pockets or frustrating them on a level where we're attacking their constitution, we're attacking their laws, and we're talking the same thing this American country is built off about equality and freedom and then justice, then we say, well, where's the justice? Where is our reparations? If you claim this is justice, where is our money? Oh, because we get to live here? Because you call us Americans? We're not even humans in most of these Americans' minds. And in the Constitution, it still says that. So however it has to get done, however we have to work it out, because everybody has their philosophies on it. I don't know the perfect way or the correct way to attack it, but I know we need to attack it. We need to start talking about it. That needs to be the embrace conversation. For all you little scholars and all these people in Harvard, these black people in USC, these black people in Princeton, all these elite lawyers, you fraternity people, let's get it together. Let's get organized. Let us put the pressure for ourselves, our ancestors, on the American government that is paying everybody else. Y'all don't think y'all need to be paid? Y'all don't think y'all suffering? Huh? If something wrong happened, like for instance, if a police officer wrongfully killed your parents in a car accident, what's going to happen? You're going to get paid, right? So why shouldn't we get paid? We're still suffering from the genocide, the Black Holocaust, called slavery. We're paying for it till this day. Reparations is due, and reparations is due now. This should not be a joke to anyone. This should be something real. Look up the facts. You check for yourself and see every individual group that got paid, and look at what it says about African Americans and it currently, and it will not 1 cent. That ain't fair. That ain't right. More truth than you can handle.